I've got 30 minutes to get dinner on the table, and the timer starts now. It's all about a really feel-good Italian night, and it's what I make pretty much once a week in my home. Think about this: Parmesan crusted chicken cutlets, some roasted fennel with some grapefruit and orange. I mean, how good does that sound? And one of my kids' favorites, a cannoli dip. I know, it's exciting. All this in 30 minutes for under $40. It's a big promise, but guess what? I'm going to deliver. And I'm starting off with my fennel, which again, you can get in the regular grocery store. It has that really nice sort of fennel licorice flavor. I do like to roast the tops as well, so I keep these guys, don't take them off. Now, all these little bits and pieces, I always tell everyone, keep them, put them into your fridge, and I put them in soups and stews and stocks and pretty much anything that I need an extra bunch of flavor. So I just cut these guys in half. I keep the core so it actually keeps its shape. And then depending on the size of the actual fennel bulb, I cut it into about 4 pieces per half. That's gonna give it a really nice roasting edge, which means every part of it is gonna get some color and some flavor and kind of concentrate that deliciousness. I know, sounds really good. Now this is all gonna go alongside those delicious Parmesan crusted chicken cutlets. My kids are obsessed with my chicken cutlets. I mean, yes, they would like other ones too, but this recipe is going to knock your socks off. It's exciting for a lot of reasons. For me, a crust is really important. It has to be filled with flavor. And my nonna is the one who taught me how to make this recipe, and she really said, you need to flavor every single layer. So this is a recipe that I adapted to a 30-minute meal, and it's something that's really affordable as well. That's the exciting part. So all of this delicious fennel, which by the way, you can cut up just like this. It's a perfect snack. We as Italians use this as a little digestif after dinner, believe it or not. It's a crunchy little bite, but it's great in my kids' lunch boxes. So sometimes I roast some and then I keep some in the fridge ready to go. Now, do not forget those tops, okay? They're also going in there, they're packed with flavor. I'm gonna get these in the oven. They only need about 10, say 12 minutes, not very long. Really just enough time to kind of like cook them down, get them roasted. Now I did promise my chicken cutlets, but I didn't tell you what it was going on. A bed of basil and pesto and parsley, that mix of orzo and deliciousness. Some cherry tomatoes are gonna go into there. And guess what? I'm just gonna drop this in. So I would say about 2 cups is perfect. Okay, a little more. Yeah, why not? Because you can never have enough. Leftovers are a really good thing. Now, whenever I'm cooking any pasta, I always make sure to season the water really well. You need that salt. Don't be afraid. You know, good cooking is all about layering every single flavor, and that's exactly what I'm doing right here. Now, this cooks with the lid off, and again, these are really good time savers to get you going quickly. Start boiling that water quickly, okay? Before you hit the kitchen. This way you've got things kind of in order. Now, remember that cannoli dip I was telling you about? My kids love it. Realistically, making a cannoli, it just takes too long. So I came up with a dipper, and to kind of use as the scoop, I'm using some leftover wonton papers that I have right here. And what's amazing about them is, I don't know about you, but I'm usually using this and I've got a bunch left over in the fridge. Here's what I do. I fry them up and I make them into little scoopers. I mean, fun, right? So it's a great use of something that I've got left over in my fridge, or if you're buying this for the first time, the good news is they're not very expensive. It's one of those ingredients that you're like, hang on, how can I use this in more ways? Because it's a really good bang for your buck. Groceries are expensive, I get it. So I'm always trying to find ways to use things, you know, in fun and affordable ways, but that look really good for dinner. So this is 30 minutes, everyday ingredients made excellent. So no one's gonna know you're doing this on a budget. Now, this is the oil I'm going to use to fry my chicken cutlets, but it's also the ones that I'm gonna use to fry these wonton wrappers. Again, I just cut them into triangles because I think it's a fun shape. There you go. They're dancing in the oil. As soon as they get in there, I mean, you need to have a look at this. It's incredible. They're bubbling, they're getting super crispy, and I just drop them in without crowding the pan too much. Now, while these dance in the oil, I'm just gonna get some paper sheet here and line a baking sheet so that when they come out, they kind of have a place to let that excess oil go. I mean, come on, look at this. They're incredible. And you're gonna be so excited about picking these up and using them as scoopers for that cannoli filling. It's really a meal I'm excited to show you all about. Now, I think this is a really good place to take a break. I'm gonna continue frying my wonton wrappers. I'm gonna babysit my orzo. When we come back, we're starting on those chicken cutlets. Please come back, you don't wanna miss this. Welcome back. I am making a 30-minute meal, actually a 30-minute Italian feast that really is a traditional way to serve dinner in my house. I'm doing this in 30 minutes, but for $40 or less. I know, it's pretty exciting. Now I'm just continuing to flip my little wonton wrappers, which are just some extras that I had lying around the fridge, but they're gonna be the perfect scoopers for my cannoli dip. That's right. That's what's for dessert tonight, and it's so exciting. I do want to give a quick check on my orzo, which I dropped in right before the break. It's looking perfect, and I've got that fennel that's roasting in the oven, kind of doing its thing. So the first thing I want to do, as these finish up, is start the breading station. I get this question all the time. Do I need to do all of these steps? Is it necessary? I've got one answer for that. Yes, and absolutely yes. Why is it important? Because the flour does something, and the eggs are the glue that stick the flour and the breadcrumb together. And those are necessary. Like, you can't do one without the other. And then, of course, I've got the breadcrumbs. Now, the breadcrumbs I'm never really satisfied with. I buy them in the grocery store and I'm kind of like, these are dull. These need some life. And that's what I'm gonna give to these. Now, you can make your own breadcrumbs, of course, with some stale bread, but you don't need to, because you can also buy some when they're on sale, pick them up, get just the regular variations, so you don't need to get the ones that have any seasonings or the expensive ones, and then make them yourself. That's the best part. So these wonton wrappers are ready to go. These are my dippers. I'm gonna lower that oil just a smidge, and I'm gonna put these just to the side so that they're waiting for me later. Back to my breading station. As I said, I'm gonna add a ton of flavor to this. It's gonna be exciting. So a little bit of onion and garlic powder. The tip to this is when I have this, it's all in one jar. I use onion powder and garlic powder interchangeably. Did I tell you this? Interchangeably. And so I feel like whenever I have one, I'm opening the other jar. To save some time, I put them in the same jar, right? Pretty brilliant, right? I know. What can I say? Listen, tell everybody that you invented this yourself, okay? Some salt, some pepper, in pretty much every layer except for the egg. That's okay, that's just the glue. This is gonna go in here, and I am missing one important ingredient. That's Parmigiano Reggiano, the king of all cheeses. You know I love this cheese. Here's the thing, it's really expensive, and getting it into a budget for $40 or less is not a given. But I'll tell you something, I'm gonna make this work. Whenever I'm buying a piece of cheese, I'm basically going to use it in every way that I can. So this is gonna go a little in here. I'm gonna cut some up for the kids to eat a little later. And then I'll use the rind in soup bases or stocks or whatnot. It's incredible the things that you can do. So that's gonna stay. This is here. I need to make some space for my cutting board for my chicken. Now, this is something you do not wanna spend money on, okay? Do not buy chicken that is already in it like a butterfly or escalope kind of a way. The reason for that is you're gonna pay such a premium on butchered meat when you can just do it yourself. So what I like to do is just buy a chicken breast, whole, super inexpensive. And by the way, this meal for $40 or less is actually gonna serve 4 people. And in 30 minutes, guys, I know, it's exciting. So what I wanna do is just simply butterfly these guys open, just like that. And then I'm gonna use some parchment paper right over top, and I'm gonna pound these out to give them a bit more life, okay? Because I wanna make them a little larger. Now, I just need to wash up really quick. And then these are gonna get dancing in that oil. They're gonna be so good. I can't wait to show you this. Okay, so, boom. Parchment paper, right over top. Now's the time to have some fun. I can't talk and do this at the same time. So give me like 1 second. Okay, let me check under here. Are we good? Almost. I want them to be nice and thin. And why is that important? So that it actually cooks up in this little time, which is 30 minutes or less. I want to give this a quick little go. Okay, get ready. Get ready, get ready, get ready. So this is gonna go into the flour. It's gonna go into the breadcrumb. Before the breadcrumb, it's gonna go into the egg, of course. That's the glue. Let's give this a little stir so all of the ingredients get combined together. And I'm gonna push it down a little bit to really make sure that it's got a good crust, okay? Into the oil it goes. Come on! Now I'm gonna do this in batches because I don't wanna overcrowd the oil, and I really do wanna make sure that they cook, get a nice crust, and that temperature of the oil doesn't drop. If you find there's some parts of the cutlet that didn't get the breadcrumbs stuck onto it, not to worry. All you need to do is go back in the egg and start over. Beautiful. Okay, I'm gonna wash up. I'm gonna let these guys go just a little bit. And what I do wanna do is get this orzo strained, because guess what, guys? It's ready. Let me get this off the heat. Follow me. Really simply into the sink. And orzo again cooks up in no time. I do need a bowl. All right, this is a great place to take a break. I'm gonna go turn those chicken cutlets. When we come back, we're getting the cannoli filling together. Welcome back. I am making an Italian feast this evening with some beautiful chicken cutlets that are kind of just dancing in the oil. Have a look here though. These are the first two that came out and boy oh boy, they are delicious. Now this meal is coming together in 30 minutes for only $40. I know, it's pretty exciting, I know. Now over the break, I babysat these guys. I also checked on the roasted fennel and guess what? It's ready, it's here. So I'm gonna get this to the side, just like this. Everything is kind of making its way. It's ready to go. So I do want to start getting my things out though for my cannoli filling. Those chicken cutlets, not really yet, not really ready to flip yet. Okay, cannoli filling is going to have the classics. Mascarpone, a little bit of ricotta, beautiful. And of course, something to sweeten this up. I need some icing sugar. Now, if I had an extra hand, let's see, can I do this? Yeah, I could do this. A little vanilla. This is the fun part, is getting everything right to the cutting board ready for me. Okay, so I've got my handy dandy mixer here, and what I want to do is add to this a 1/4 cup. Get my cup measure. Yeah. About a 1/4 cup of, just want to make sure that this is great. Yeah, beautiful. Ricotta. Ricotta is that mild cheese that doesn't have a lot of flavor, but it has a lot of creaminess. By the way, a great source of protein and a little less expensive than the mascarpone. Mascarpone is really where the cost is gonna go. So I wanna go a little shy on that and a little heavier on the ricotta. This way, I'm really making sure that my cost is staying down without compromising on the quality and the creaminess of this. It's all gonna go in. It looks about right. Okay, let's get that out of the way. To this, to sweeten it up, I do want to add some of that powdered sugar. I know it is a dessert, so, you know, don't freak out, but it doesn't require very much, just a 1/4 cup of this. As you can tell, it's like a little icing sugar facial whenever I open this up. This you can kind of eyeball, you don't need to really level it out, it's good to go. All right, amazing. Of course, some vanilla. I mean, that goes in everything I make that's sweet. So before I turn this baby on, I do want to just head back here to my chicken cutlets. Parmesan crusted chicken cutlets, may I add? Oh, come on. Super browned up and golden. You know, with a chicken cutlet, you can go a little further with the color. I like a nice dark, deep brown color. It's also because there's cheese in there, and that cheese does cook down. So I do want to get this on. There you go. And just give it a little go. There you go. Just enough to kind of combine the ricotta and the mascarpone cheese and make sure it has that nice sort of creamy texture that I'm looking for, typical in one of these cannoli fillings. Now let's get real here. My kids are the type that actually empty out the cannoli filling, eat the cream, and then leave me with the shell. So this is perfect to them. It's absolutely like the best dessert because it's gonna be all cream with a little dipper, okay? Gorgeous. Now I do like to add that little bit of citrus with some orange zest. Oh, the smell of this alone brings me right back to Italy. I told you this is an Italian feast. I wanna get this on really high. In the meantime, come over here. I'm gonna get these beautiful chicken cutlets out. Oh. Now, I did put this on a wire rack, okay? What this does is it kind of gives it a place to go without making it soggy at the bottom. So the cutlet stays really crispy, and this can go just in a warming oven if you're only serving it much later. Okay, beautiful. I do wanna add some mini chocolate chips for my babies. And for that, I'm gonna just lower this. It doesn't need a high speed. I just wanna incorporate the chocolate chips in. Okay, that's a lot, but my kids love them, so we're good to go. Now back to the orzo. I do wanna give it some seasoning. So while this just continues, actually, it's done. I do wanna get a little bit of store-bought pesto, which again, buy some and make some. Pesto is like a bunch of flavor packed in a jar. It's one of those ingredients that I say, buy made. There's no reason to really make this yourself. It's a great time saver. So I'm gonna get in some pesto, some cherry tomatoes to season this orzo up. It's a great place to take a break. When we come back, I'm starting to plate all of this together. Please, you don't wanna miss it. Welcome back. It is my Italian feast tonight in 30 minutes for $40 or less. Now, over the break, I started to season up this orzo salad, which is gonna be the base, kind of like a bed for those crispy chicken cutlets. All I added in here was just a little store-bought pesto. It's a great time saver. And to that, I'm gonna add my tomatoes, which by the way, I just used 2 deli lids for and cut them right in half. Pretty exciting. I know I show you this tip all the time, but it's just such a great time saver. You get a bunch cut all at the same time. Now, part of this everyday food made excellent is really in the plating and making sure that what my presentation here is kind of reflects your table at home. Now, you can make this in, a way that feels really good. You don't have to tell anybody that this was super inexpensive to make or that it only took a couple of minutes, 30, right? You can just take ownership of it and be like, yeah, I put this together. Okay, so is this hot? It's a little hot. I'm gonna grab this guy then, okay, to just pick up these gorgeous chicken cutlets, which by the way, are gonna sit right over top. I mean, are these stunning or what? And I think one of the things that I love the most about these are the fact that you can actually see the parsley pieces in the cutlet. It's absolutely gorgeous. This feeds a crowd, by the way. Can we talk about this? I wanna pile these up just in a nicer way. Okay, that looks good. Now, I do wanna garnish with a lemon because I do love a chicken cutlet with lemon. Because I didn't put the lemon zest in the crust, I am gonna just zest a little more right over the top. Anything that comes out of the oil needs that extra time and flavor. And if I'm using the wedge, you better believe that I'm also gonna use the rind. I do wanna add a sprinkle of salt as well, because like I said, anything that comes out of the frying oil does lose a little bit of its flavor. So this is gonna just go right over here, just perfectly here. And again, your guests can just, sprinkle a little fresh lemon right over the cutlet, which I think pairs beautifully. Now, that is under control. Next up is that roasted, beautiful fennel, which is kind of waiting for me here. It is gonna get a little vinaigrette though, and I'm gonna show you a really cool trick. I know, it's exciting. I need a bowl. I'm going to segment really quickly some grapefruit and orange. Now the grapefruit I haven't used yet, but the orange is actually the orange I zested earlier in the cannoli filling. Part of stretching your dollar and making sure you're doing this in 30 minutes and for $40 is getting ingredients cross-used, okay? So you wanna make sure that you're using everything you possibly can. Nothing should go in the garbage. Use every opportunity you can to flavor things and add beautiful zests and fresh herbs. Hey, why not? You have the time for it. You have the ingredients there. It's really about being creative and using everything you can. Now, I'm making a dressing and I thought I was missing Dijon mustard. I think I put it on my grocery list and kind of crossed it out. I've got the bottom of a jar over here and I thought I was missing, but I actually had enough to make this dressing. So about a tablespoon of Dijon mustard goes in here. Where's my grapefruit? Alrighty, here we go. I'm gonna squeeze the rest right into here. And I think I left my oven on. See, these are the kind of things that happen when I'm excited and I'm in the mood of making my 30-minute meal. Sometimes you forget, the oven on behind you. It's all good. So as you can see, I segmented some of those grapefruits. So basically taking out the beautiful part of the fruit and keeping the juice, which I squeezed right into the Dijon mustard container here. Super cute. And again, these segments of fruit are so fresh. Try cutting these for your kids one day or just for yourself. It is one heck of a treat, I will tell you. I mean, I always said if I can have supreme fruit, oh boy, would I eat way more. Okay, that looks about right. Squeeze the rest right into here. I know it's messy, but it's all good. This is for you, this is for your family, the people that you love. Now, a little bit of olive oil also goes right into here. And then it's as simple as a shakety shake. Okay, so let me get my beautiful pan here. Let me get this gorgeous roasted fennel, which by the way is actually cooled enough for me to grab with my hands. Okay, stunning, 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 stunning. Boop. A little shakety shake. This goes right over top, a creamy Dijon dressing. In go those pops of colors like little jewels. And now for my cannoli filling. And my wonton wrappers. Guys, we're at the finish line. I feel it, it's coming. Let me get a quick spoon going here. And out goes this gorgeous filling, chocolate chips, ricotta, mascarpone, a little orange zest that went in here earlier, and of course, my dippers, which are super cute, absolutely adorable. Kind of stick them in there. Hang on, I'm not done. Powdered sugar. Powdered sugar! Guys, I'm making it. I'm sorry. It could not go without this. How gorgeous is this? Okay, all of this in 28 minutes and 25 seconds. That's right, I delivered under 30 minutes, $40, everyday food, really made excellent. Guys, buon appetito.